to face for the Newsfirst team. I'm Niresh Eliathambi. Next week, the Sri Lanka police will celebrate 159 years of service to the nation. And as the celebrations begin, the department is in the midst of a restructuring process to better serve the public. And to tell us all about what's going on and the future of the police department, we have with us ASP Frederick Wootler, who is, of course, the police media spokesman. Good evening and welcome, Mr. Wootler.
Good evening, Nimesh.
Right. Mr. Wootler, let's start off with the restructuring of the department, which, of course, with this government now almost 1 year in office, it is restructuring almost every government department and corporation and the ministries to give a better service to the public. But of course, the police department is one which has multiple dealings with the public on a daily basis. Thousands of our citizens have to visit police stations, or it may be on the street or wherever. So there are so many dealings. Now, how is the department restructuring and modernizing itself?
Yeah. Let me first thank Niresh from the Newsfirst for inviting me to this evening. And of course, as you very correctly pointed out, we are going to celebrate our 159th Police Day within days to come. Yeah, we were talking about the restructuring. Yeah, the Sri Lanka police, Niresh, we do have a strength of 82,000 police personnel, and out of which our ultimate objective is to see that to maintain law and order. So we are ready for that. As you said, yes, restructuring processes are very important at this time. We are within the issues that has to be spoken with, and also most of them are talking about the police. Yes, restructuring is being taken place. Now, Niresh, before I start, I just want to say that how our structure is being implemented. You know, we do have a pyramid structure, right? So the topmost is the Inspector General of Police, and then we do have the senior management, the middle management, and the lower management, and then the operational command.
Right.
So the entire structure, the pyramid, goes on to 82,000 people or police personnel. So we, the people, these 82,000 will be working in the entire country in 608 police stations, and altogether with 125 divisions. Now, divisions are separated, like you could say, territorial divisions, 45 territorial divisions, and another 75 from functional divisions. Now, when you talk about territorial divisions, Niresh, it's now, for instance, when you say Negombo is a territory, it's out of the premises, it's out of Colombo, and they are in the territory. And the functional divisions are mostly based in Colombo at the head office to see that administrative part, and the restructural proceedings have been taken place within this functional divisions.
When you say functional divisions, we're talking about the narcotics division, the CID, and so on.
Yeah, functional divisions are mainly based on administrative part plus, and also the concepts. Now, for instance, you mentioned about the narcotics. Yes, the main narcotics based administrative part, and to arrange or organize future plans, all have been done at these functional divisions. Territorial, they implement or enforce the law. They go ahead within the territory, they go for raids, everything. But yes, of course, narcotics also, they have a separate unit. In addition to those administrative part, they move on to raids as well. Now, Niresh, this 82,000 people, his ultimate objective is to see that to maintain law and order. There are two ways of we do it. Number one is we do it in a proactive way, and the other one is a reactive way. Now, what is proactive? Proactive means, yes, before an incident taken place, before a crime takes place, we see that the police presence has to be taken place. Number one. How are we going to do this police presence? It's like this. Now, Niresh, as a police, now most of the policemen, we start our work around 4:30 to 5 a.m. in the morning. I was a former headquarters chief inspector. I know how a policeman comes in the morning by 4 a.m., start their work, and they start with the traffic peak hours. You may have heard of this. And then moving on to day rounds, night rounds, evening rounds, patrolling, vehicle patrolling, foot patrolling. All these things do come under the police presence category. So our first objective is that within the process of restructuring, police presence has to be well maintained.
Right.
When those days, Niresh, I'm sure you may have, you may recall, a police officer of a town maintains the entire city sometime back.
Absolutely.
Sometime back. Nowadays, within the globalization, within the crimes trend, and within the the population, the rise of our population, so everything has to be changed. Now we have more people. We want to show more people that the police presence are very much important. So that was the first thing. Police presence. Number two, the public assistance, Niresh. We have to have public assistance. Without public assistance, we the police cannot do this as alone. So with this, you said the government, with this government approach, the Sri Lanka policing system was able to restructure with the public security committees. We know that there are 25 administrative districts in the country. Almost all these 25 districts do consist 14,022 Grama Sevaka divisions. I repeat again, 14,022 GS divisions. Each of these GS division will have a senior police constable or a senior police sergeant. So this GS division is being maintained, or rather he has some sort of authority, Niresh. So he will see that if something goes wrong in that GS division, he's going to be responsible as well. And so this GS divisions, each of GS division will have a committee. What is this committee? This committee is known as the Public Security Committee. There we have 25% of female cadre, 25% of youngsters, and 25% from retired tri-forces or police with professional background. So this is going to be a very equipped, a very powerful committee, enabling the society to help the committee to see that crimes are well maintained. Number three, Niresh, is education, awareness. What are we doing today? It's a kind of awareness. Now, I, as the police media spokesman, I collect all those information from the respected 608 police stations, plus the 75 territorial divisions and 75 functional divisions and 45 territorial. I do collect in a daily basis, Niresh, and I provide an information to you all to come out with a news.
Accurate news.
Accurate news. So this is going to be my ultimate objective. So in this context, the police will provide a very optimistic news to the society. It's awareness. Now today, I'll be talking about some sort of, I have just noted about some areas with regard to cyber crimes, with regard to the criminal record division, how they're gonna make things happen in the future. and also about the we should talk about the children and women as well. So this is awareness. Now Niresh, getting back to proactive, now I'm coming to the reactive. What is reactive? Reactive process, you know, the law separates into two, that is the substantive laws and the procedural laws. Now we as a policeman, we do have to act according to the procedural laws, which says the Karipatipati. We talk about the criminal procedure code, the evidence ordinance, also on Gamon. Now Niresh, our main objective is to see that we do inquiries, investigations and prosecution, and then we see that the wrongdoers or the perpetrators are being penalized. And then if it is, and with a court order or with a directive of a court order, we may refer them to the rehabilitation process. Now these are the two processes that I've been talking of. What is proactive and reactive? So these are the two main ways where we have thought of restructuring. Now I'm talking about reactive investigations. With the prevailing current crime trend, Niresh, the perpetrators, or as you call the wrongdoers, are more advanced. With the globalization, they always do keep in touch with overseas, and they have different links in overseas, and they have been well paid with. It's gonna be filthy lucre, it's illegal cash. So, but they have been well taken place, and they have sufficient, all right, we could say with all modernized equipment to go ahead with their crime matters. We have a location or an institution, you call it the Criminal Record Division. Niresh, this is going to be the topmost, the highly a location or the institution to see that crime are being well controlled. Criminal Record Division was established in the year 1908 during the colonial period. So those days, when a person is being arrested, you take fingerprints in manually.
That's correct.
Those days are gone, Niresh. Now there are some systems have been introduced. I will start from one, that is the AMIS. Arrested Monitoring Investigation System. Arrested monitoring. Niresh, if a person is being arrested within the country, within these 25 administrative districts, he or she will be within a couple of minutes, his data will be incorporated into the Criminal Record Division.
Right. So you are systemizing, digitalizing.
So digitalized. If Mr. X or if Mrs. Y has been arrested in Jaffna, within 2 minutes, his data will be in this Arrested Monitoring Information System. And then HQI Jaffna will ask, look, we have sent all these. Within 2 minutes, the same system gives them, yes, he's a wanted criminal. Yes, he's an IRC. You know what is an IRC? Island-wide reconvicted criminal. Or else, yes, he or she has been issued with a warrant in a court of law. Or he is a wanted criminal. So look, Niresh, how things are now being taken up in a very high standard of modernization. Within a couple of minutes, HQI Jaffna will be able to get the man, the lady or the male or the female who is in front of the HQI, that he is a wanted suspect or he has been issued with a warrant. So this system, we should thank our Inspector General of Police. He has been very cooperative, very consultative on these matters, because this is the main point, the main important place, Niresh. Number 2, AMIS. The other one is automated automated fingerprint information system, that is AFIS, automated fingerprints. This is a little bit limited, Niresh, for those who are criminals convicted.
Right.
For instance, we'll say Mr. X, he's been arrested in Negombo. We will send the particulars or the data to the CRD. Within a couple of minutes, there again, he responds and says, look, he was a member of the organized crime unit.
So this kind of automation, of course, we didn't see for a long time. I recall, 20 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, it was always difficult to trace these things, fingerprints and so on, because it wasn't digitalized.
True.
But now there's no getting away, is there? And there's no delay in this.
You came out with the correct word. There's no way of getting away. For that, Niresh, the most important, another one is the facial recognition information system. Now, if Mr. X tries to leave the country, who has been convicted or who have been engaged in some other connections of an offense, his face will be recognized at the airport. There's a special facial recognition unit at the airport to see that all wrongdoers are being taken into custody. Now, Niresh, now just get an idea. You may have observed a lot of shooting incidents. Yes, almost the shooters, they do the shooting, within a couple of days, they are with us. The shooter, the supporter, the aiding and abettors, everybody. So they have to now either the time for them is not good. So we, the police, have now restructured this organization, and we are going to see that all these men, all these wrongdoers will be brought before book. So I was talking about the AMIS, Niresh, once again I would say, the arrested monitoring information system. Anybody who is arrested, even Niresh, even for a traffic offense, his data will be incorporated into the system. And then automated system, and then I will talk about the facial recognition.
Right. So a lot of good things happening, but apart from that, there are other good things happening where the police department itself is being restored to its former glory, isn't it? When we think back 50 years, the officers were true gentlemen and politicians were kept at bay. But of course, in recent times, because of the country's political situation, there was far too much political interference in the police force and with every other department in the country. But now we see under this government that this is being cleaned up, it is being rationalized, and even the most senior police officers, if they have done wrong, they are quickly being taken to book. So this is, you are restoring that image and the respect for the police force.
Very true, Niresh. Yes. The 82,000 police personnel, out of which a very few hand-picked people are corrupt. Currently, the new Inspector General of Police, Mr. Priyantha Veerasurya, is going to take very stern and very swift action against those wrongdoers. There's no mercy for them, Niresh. And who are these people, 82%? They all are brothers, sisters, mother, father, everybody. So all are from Sri Lanka. So the IGP, with this close supervision, have directed all the topmost officers to see that each and every police officer to be scrutinized, Niresh. Every police officer, his background is to be checked. Now we had to face this challenge, Niresh. Now the 30-year war, the 3-decade war, what happened was during those, we had to recruit, or rather get into the system, the people, recruit many people without any standard procedures. Of course, we had to, I should say this, there were misfits in the department.
It was a very tough time.
It was a tough time. We could not, we had to have people to go for the front, work for the society, see that law and order was maintained to face the war. So this was a challenge that we could not ignore, or rather we had to face it, and we had to recruit people from the entire country within a very short time of period, which I would say, yes, special scrutinization or checkings were not properly adhered to those proceedings on recruitment proceedings. Right. We are not going to whitewash any of the wrongdoers. You very correctly pointed out, Niresh, yes, even from the topmost senior officers, if they are corrupt, if they are up to mischief, yes, the Inspector General Police has directed that very stern action to be taken the perpetrators.
And I think you have the full support there of the National Police Commission, which of course oversees the entire department.
Yeah, the National Police Commission, very true, and with the promotions, with the transfers, with the administrative concepts, all are being given for the betterment of the society. So we are, as you said, you are very, very cooperative and very consultative with those, with this commission, and the new IGP is heading towards a better place than before.
Right, and tell us a little bit about the police force as a career now, because of course during the war it was well, a tough period, and if one had to serve in a police station in the north or east, or in the STF, the Special Task Force, which was in charge of, I think, the Ampara district and parts of the Batticaloa district, it was a tough situation, and one didn't do much career planning, individually. But now you're bringing the police force back to a position where it is going to be projected as a good career, isn't it?
Very true. Niresh, now the recruitment procedure moves like this. There are three ways of how to get into the policing system. Number one, as a probationary police constable. And then number two, as a probationary sub-inspector. Number three, as a probationary assistant superintendent of police. So these are the three categories we do come into the system. Right now, we are short of around 30,000 police personnel for the force. You just keep in mind, Niresh, now these days, with the intervention of the Honorable Minister, and also with the Deputy Minister, and with the recommendations of the Inspector General Police, there are a lot of interviews have been taken place. It's a huge attendance, and we are very much happy to say, proud to say, they have chosen this career as a government servant, as a part of the executive, to see. I mean, now, Niresh, the look at now with this the salary changes. I mean, it's coming up in a very, very positive, and we are very much optimistic on this. We are very positive, our salaries are being increased. Now, for instance, couple of days before, there were 51 inspectorate ladies and gentlemen who were promoted to the rank of assistant superintendent of police. There were a backlog, you see. There was a delay, Niresh, in all those welfare matters and transfers of police officers, and also the promotions of police officers, and recruitment. It was not done. So now this is the time that, with the intervention of the government, the Inspector General Police has made very clear message to the public, and we are getting the best. Now, getting the best, Niresh, we know when you talk about the human resources management, yes, we have to acquire people, the best people, and to see that they are being well utilized, and then we have to develop them. How to develop? Now the police system, Niresh, we have the police academy, we have the Sri Lanka Police College with all modernized equipment to see that our people, our new youngsters or young recruit personality are being well trained. And the National Police Academy, which is situated in Katana, in Nigambu police area, that is, Niresh, a very special place for training purposes. From top to the bottom, every rank and file officers will take part with this training process. So now the people or the society who wish to come to the police, yes, we are going to clean the police with all, every basket will have rotten eggs, Niresh. So most of them are being taken away. The corrupt officers are gone away, and we wish to see with the coming days, we will have a better policing system and do keep trust of the police.
Excellent indeed. We need to take a short commercial break right now. I am in conversation with ASP Frederick Wootler. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Over. 8 nations, 1 dream. The battle begins. Asia's biggest cricket clash returns. Asia Cup 2025 starts September 9th. Feel the roar. Catch all the action only on TV1.
You're alive. Gala pasina kandu raliyaka ahimiව යන උර්මය.
දෙවියන් වහන්සේගේ නාමයෙන් මගේ දරු පැටියට කරදරයක් අනතුරක් සිද්ධ නොවේවා.
දැන් මට කියපා ඔල දෙන්නගෙන් කවුද ඇත්ත කියලා. එළියට ගේන එක තමයි මම වැඩේ මේ කැමරා සෙට් එකේ ඉන්නවනේ ගෙදර. දැන් ඉන්නේ කවුරුන් ගලවලා ගමක් ඇඳ ගන්න. සදේව තමයි වීරගේ හරි පුතා.
කැමරාස් උඩ කරන්නේ. බලන්න මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා.
අද රාත්‍රී 9ට සිරස ටෙලිතිරයෙන්.
වීල් වැඩ කරන එක නවත්තනවා. අපිට වැදගත් වැඩ ගොඩක් තියෙනවා කරන්න.
ඔයා මොකද්ද කියන්නේ? සිරස ටීවී එකෙන් හැමදාම වැදගත් වැඩ තමයි කරලා තියෙන්නේ.
ඔයා දුක් වෙන්න එපා. අපි ඒකට මොනවා හරි කරමු.
අයි කරන්න දෙන්නේ සුප්‍රියට වැඩේ කරලා ඉවරයි.
ඒයි හරියට දෙබස් ටික කියන්න.
කාරි දෙන්නම් කැමරා ඇක්ෂන්.
ආදරණීය අම්මේ තාත්තේ අයියේ අක්කේ නංගියේ අනේ මල්ලියේ.
ඔන්න සතියේ දවස් 5ම සිරස ටීවී එකෙන් සැමි බොයි එන්නනවා.
සැමි බොයි.
සතියේ දිනවල හවස 5:30ට සිරස ටීවී ඔස්සේ.
Welcome back to Face to Face. I am with police media spokesman ASP Frederick Wootler, and we are discussing developments in the police force, which is celebrating 159 years of service. Mr. Wootler, digitalization. We have seen some very significant strides forward in the last few months, including the GovPay platform and several other platforms. Would you like to take us through this?
All these matters did come up due to the challenges that the policing system did confront. As I've mentioned before, the first was we were talking about the 30-year war. Next is the people who die during their movements on road. Now, yes, traffic matters. This is also one of the challenges that we do confront right now. Traffic. Niresh, there are 84 lakhs, 8.4 million in Sri Lanka, which have been registered under the Motor Traffic Department.
That's a lot of vehicles.
A lot of vehicles, out of which 55.5 million are motorcycles.
Right.
1.2 is 12 lakhs are trishaws, and the rest are other vehicles. Now, we do live in Colombo, Niresh. There are about 500,000 or 600,000 day-to-day do come to Colombo. So it's a huge traffic. Now, if the drivers, if they're not going to be decent drivers, it's going to be very difficult to see that road discipline is maintained. So, with the intervention of the government, Niresh, and with the directives of the Inspector General Police, the police traffic headquarters have initiated two wonderful and very valuable important applications. Number one is the e-traffic application. Now, what is this e-traffic? Now, if a person who is a pedestrian, or if he is a passenger of a vehicle or a private bus or a CTB bus, if he sees or if he observes that the driver is not driving up to the required standards, Niresh, he could use this e-app, e-traffic app. He could get it downloaded into his mobile phone, and the important part is, when download is done, automatically the camera opens for him to see, to take photographs, video, and text it, send it to the Inspector General's command room immediately.
So what that means is, if you see a vehicle on the road which is just going crazy, like so many vehicles do in Colombo and outside, you can simply take a video, or if it is a vehicle which is parked in a wrong way, such as a bus which has parked in the middle rather than at the bus stop, you can take a picture and you can just send it through the app.
Whatever the offence concerned, whatever the offence, yes, the general public feels that this is not the correct way, he is violating of traffic rules, you can take a photograph, video it, and send it to police headquarters. Niresh, right now we have had around 13,000 people who have downloaded this app and supporting the police for their investigations and prosecutions. I'm very much glad, and once again I reiterate, and please, the general public should assist us by supporting us, and of course guiding us. Say that, look, bus number so and so, the driver is driving like this, and to take action. So very proudly, the Sri Lanka police have taken lots of cases on this e-traffic app. Moving on to the second one, Niresh. Now, there was, you said very correctly, the GovPay procedure. It's a platform, right? It's a social media platform. It is, so what happens, in short, if I do something wrong whilst driving, if I feel, right, I want to pay a fine, I can do it in front of a police officer and finish my problem. How are we going to do this? Niresh, we did start, the Sri Lanka police did started this as a project, what do you call this, as a project.
A pilot project.
It's as a pilot, that is the correct word, as a pilot project, right? We did start it in the Western Province. Western Province, we do have 127 police stations, and also in the Southern Highway, and then moving on to Kurunegala, Anuradhapura and Dambulla. Currently, the private project is implemented in these areas. Now, what happens is, Niresh, a person goes, he violates the traffic rules, the police officer stops him and say, look, gentlemen, you have violated, you have violated, and it's a traffic offence. Okay, sir, it's a fine. I will assist this by settling this matter by paying a fine. How are you going to do that? If he has the online facility to pay, the respective police officer, the traffic officer, will have his phone and he gives the ticket to him and the fine is paid. The driver will pay the money through his online to this phone, and the receipt of payment will be getting by the driver. So right now, Niresh, this is not been done in the entire country. This is only in the Western province and also in, as I said, Kurunegala, Dambulla, Anuradhapura and in the Southern Expressway. So the government is planning, most probably within a couple of months, we are trying our level best to see that this project is being implemented in the entire country. This is going to be very easy. Right now, more than 5 million rupees have come to the what do you call this as fine payments to the system. So people would see that this is going to be easy for them. There again, Niresh, somebody might think, all right, I go fast, I pay my bill, and then again when there are no cops, a police officer, I go fast again. No, there is another system is being implemented to see that his driving license to be marked as offences, and this system also would come in time within a couple of months.
Right.
So one person cannot do many offences, commit many offences. He may has to either lose his driving license within by a court of law with those marks procedures.
So this is a point system such as you see in more advanced countries.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't keep on violating the traffic laws. You have to be careful. If you have one violation or two, then you have to drive more carefully.
Niresh, when you talk about traffic, you know, we the police, I should say, manners are stronger than laws. That's number one. If I take my car onto the road, I should understand that I should not hinder, damage or some other civic rights. Niresh, what do the people do? If I am supposed to come to office by 8 a.m. Niresh, if I start at 7:30 a.m. within the half an hour, I may see or I may hinder, obstruct or stress the other people's civic rights, and I'll put them in trouble, right? That is what happens. So that is what you call attitudes. We have to change our attitudes. If you happen to start your work at 8 a.m., you please start your work at 6:30. In a peacefully, you can end up your destination, and your others, you should be able to respect others' civic rights, and others will get back to their destinations very peacefully. So this is once again, the Sri Lanka police will always see that decent drivers are being well respected.
Excellent. And I think there is another system we need to talk about, which is the WhatsApp system where you can directly tell the IGP.
Yeah, Niresh, with the appointment of our new Inspector General Police, Mr. Priyantha Veerasurya, his ultimate objective was to see that the people who wish to get or keep in touch directly to the IGP's office, he did introduce this number. It's not 71 859, it's 8888. Binduwa hettekai 859 8888. So this is the number now have been introduced, Niresh. Any person who wish to send him important a text, a photograph, or else a video, but he or she may not be able to talk to him, but a text message, a photograph or a video saying that your requirement or whatever the information you could do. So for this, there will be a response from the Inspector General's office, and there is a special staff have been allocated for this, Niresh. So the ultimate objective of this, Niresh, to see that people will come out with their grievances, information to the Inspector General directly.
Excellent indeed. And Mr. Wootler, let's talk about some of the current challenges that the police are facing and indeed society is facing, and that the police are trying to sort out, whether it's drugs or whatever. What are the key challenges today?
Yeah, in addition to the 30-year war, the traffic issue, the next one that you very correctly pointed out is the drugs and the transnational crimes. Now look, Niresh, all these matters do end up, the people who are engaged with this drugs and transnational crimes, all is due to filthy lucre. In a very short period, you become millionaires, but at the end of the day, you will see that almost all these powerful criminals are now before bars. Now see, for this, Niresh, the Sri Lanka police, together with the tri-forces, the state intelligence services and the special task force, have implemented special search operations. Now, with those, I told you about these the projects that we have, the restructuring process with all these modern equipment. Now, almost all the criminals who are involved in this drug trafficking and also transnational crimes are in the net, Niresh. Now, this is called connected crimes. The man who is involved in Sri Lanka is involved or connected to a guy in overseas. So they do it, I pointed out, they do it in a very advanced way. Now the system, Niresh, we talk about the laws of extradition. Now it has been implemented. The Sri Lanka police were able to get extradited 11 notorious wanted criminals to Sri Lanka. And now the extradition laws in future will be done in a very speedy way. Right.
Those 11 extraditions were over the last few months.
Niresh, and I should take this opportunity to thank the Honourable Minister of Public Security, and who have been very interested in this, and also the Deputy Minister, who was very keen to see that all the perpetrators, wrongdoers who live in overseas, to get back to the country, to bring them to the country and produce them before a court of law in Sri Lanka. So it is happening. And also another thing, Niresh, those who earned illegal assets, we do have another illegal assets division. They cannot just keep quiet. You may have observed in the papers within a couple of days before that one of the filthy lucre billionaire who had to give his all wealth includes jewelry, millions of cash, millions worth of vehicles, millions worth of property, all confiscated. So things are not going to be good on their side, Niresh. Now the police are very active, looking into the systems that to see that all of them are being brought before book without any interference. Nobody gonna interfere, Niresh. We do the things according to the substantive laws and the procedural laws of the country. So that is one of the reasons that the Inspector General Police says, yes, let's work now. Let's work for the society. We'll do our utmost better way for the betterment of the society.
Right. And Mr. Wootler, would you like to touch on the issue of women and children? Because I know that certain improvements have been made with regard to how the police handles issues pertaining to women and children, especially in the police stations.
Yeah, Niresh, you came out with a very good issue. I will talk about 608 police stations within the country. Each and every police station do have a women and children desk. It is open for 24 hours, Niresh. any lady or any child who comes to the station will be well taken care of, entertained, and will be dealt in a court of law. Now here, at times, there may be children and women who may not willing to come to court, to a station. We have these special numbers, Niresh. It's 118, 119, 109 and 1197. All these hotlines are specially meant for those important, vulnerable requirements. And when you talk about children, Niresh, currently the Southern Range and the Eastern Range have organized a very systematical way to identify the vulnerable children. There are vulnerable children which are now, who are being now supervised by a women W constable or a women W sub-inspector. So now these children and the women are being taken care of. We are trying to expose some of our awareness programs to the society, enabling them to be careful. Just before we finish up this women and children issue, Niresh, I would give a message to the parents, to the society. I, as having been a headquarters chief inspector, I have noticed most of the children who have fallen into issues because of the negligence of the parents. I recall once, I say once again, please take care of your children. You know, the father who is not at home, Niresh, it's not a home, it's just a mere accommodation. The mother who is not going home, or if she is not at home, it's not a home, and it is once again a mere accommodation. What happens in the society now, Niresh? The mother goes for work, comes in the evening, she goes to her salon, she goes to her swimming, she goes to her dancing. The child or the young children under the age of 18 will be isolated. The girl and boy will be separated there in their rooms. They are in a different world. They try to seek support or assistance of another companion. There again they use the best smart phone. A father will come in the evening. He goes for his association work, he goes for swimming matters, all those things. The father is not at home. They never talk to each other. They have no much cooperative, they are not much consultative to each other. So this is the message, Niresh. I, as a police officer, I would say, I have observed or rather confronted many issues with children, that mother and father who has denied, ignored or not taken care of the children have fallen into problems. So a message for the parents to take care of your children and to have attention on them.
Right, a very important message indeed. And my final question, Mr. Wootler, is now, what are the events that are going to be held next week and even after that to celebrate the 159th anniversary of the police force? And of course, through these events, you do create a lot more awareness of the link between the police department and society, and how the two must help each other. What are the events that you have?
Niresh, thank you. Now we, the police, do celebrate our 159th anniversary, and on 3rd September we do celebrate it. So our main event will be focused, or rather we will have it on at the police grounds. You have heard it, right? At Police Field Force Headquarters. And yes, we have introduced a police week. The ultimate objective of this police week, Niresh, to see that awareness programs are given to the society. Now, starting from yesterday, all TV channels, television channels have very kindly offered us opportunities or timings to come out with our services. Niresh, the police do have lots of services, starting from kennels, Mounties. I was talking about CRD, the CCTV operations, how it happens, and how this, the cyber crimes issues. pyramid, financial crimes matters, all these things will come up within the week, enabling the public to know how to act, how to behave, how to respond, and how to complain. So this was the ultimate objective. Niresh, when you talk about the police anniversary, yes, we were the third most oldest organization of this country. And we have a very proud history, Niresh. I mean, we were established during the colonial period, that was the British colony, and under Act number 16 of 1865, we are governed by the police ordinance. Now, Niresh, I wear this uniform with the governance of the police ordinance. So, the police ordinance spells out the duties and the liabilities of a policeman. There are about 110 sections of this, and which says to preserve peace is one of the most important parts of the police ordinance. Now, the UK, we did inherit the UK policing system to the Sri Lanka police, Niresh. Now, the UK, the founder of the UK police was one Sir Robert Peel. Once he said, police are the people, people are the police. I reiterate once again to the society, we have to work together. It's going to be very consultative and very cooperative with the public. Without the public, we cannot work, Niresh. So with this 159th anniversary, I wish to say, keep on trust. We are going to see that we will work for the betterment of the society, and we'll see that we will give a better service, and do keep in trust, assist us, support us, and also guide us, and also appreciate us. I thank you.
And I'm afraid we are out of time. My thanks to ASP Frederick Wootler, my guest this evening. He is, of course, the police media spokesman. Thank you very much for being with me, Mr. Wootler.
Thank you, Niresh.
And thank you to you at home for watching. Don't go away because the news is coming up next. Have a great weekend ahead.